Have you ever wondered why you can scroll TikTok for 3 hours straight, but struggle to read a textbook for just 15 minutes? It's not that you're lazy. Your brain has literally been hijacked. But what if I told you you can rewire your brain to crave studying the same way it craves scrolling? Let's talk dopamine, brain hacks, and how to take back control in a way that actually works. Let's break this down, not just on the surface, but down to how your brain's reward circuitry actually works. Right now, you're probably fighting a monster you can't name: dopamine overload. See, dopamine is often misunderstood. People think it's the pleasure chemical, but that's only half the story. Dopamine isn't just about what feels good, it's the spark that drives motivation, curiosity, and learning. It's your brain's internal GPS saying, go there, that's worth it. And the problem is, today's digital world is hijacking that system. Those short form videos you scroll through on TikTok or Reels, they're engineered, not randomly, but intentionally designed to hit your dopamine system like a Vegas slot machine. Think about it. Every swipe brings you something new: a dog doing math, someone falling off a chair in slow motion, a girl giving you three psychology tricks to control your crush. Boom, boom, boom. Each one drops a tiny pellet of dopamine in your brain. It's like feeding your brain spoonfuls of sugar every 3 seconds. And the worst part? You don't even need to try. No effort, no challenge, just consume. Now, compare that to opening a biology textbook. No colors, no sound, no instant gratification, just text. Dense, quiet, effortful text. There's no hit of pleasure in the first 5 seconds. Your brain's like, why are we doing this again? This isn't fun. And the truth is, your brain isn't being lazy, it's being efficient. It's been trained by algorithms, notifications, and micro entertainment to prioritize the easiest, fastest path to dopamine. So, no, you're not broken. You've just been living in a hyperdopamine world where high stimulation is the norm and focused effort feels like swimming against the current. That's why it's hard to read. That's why a blank page feels overwhelming. That's why you pick up your phone without even realizing it. Let me introduce you to someone who felt exactly like that: Emma. She's a college sophomore, smart, sharp, the kind of student who used to love learning in high school. But when she hit college and the distractions ramped up, something changed. She came to me during finals week, totally frazzled. "I don't know what's wrong with me," she said. "I want to study. I really do. I sit down, open my laptop, and within minutes, I'm scrolling Instagram or rewatching Grey's Anatomy. I feel so guilty afterward. Like, I know I'm wasting time, but I can't stop. I feel broken." And you know what broke my heart? She wasn't slacking. She wasn't lazy. She was trying, but her brain was up against a system that had been rewired by constant stimulation. She was trying to study with a brain that had been trained to expect fireworks every 5 seconds. So we started working together, not with guilt, not with shame, but with strategy. We implemented two key shifts, two neuroscience backed changes that didn't just help her focus, they actually made her enjoy studying again. I remember one day she messaged me, "Guess what? I sat down to study this morning and didn't even think about checking my phone for 45 minutes. It was like I was in a flow state. I even got excited about what I was learning." That's not magic. That's what happens when you stop fighting your brain and start working with it. What we did for Emma is something you can do too. No special skills, no impossible discipline, just a better understanding of how your dopamine system works and how to reclaim it. Because once you do that, studying isn't this uphill battle anymore. It starts to feel like something you want to do, not because you have to, but because your brain finally finds it rewarding again. Imagine your brain like a speaker. Right now, it's blasting dopamine at full volume. Social media, endless scrolling, notifications. So when it's time for something quieter, like studying, it barely registers. Your brain's like, why would I listen to this when I could have that? The solution? You don't need to quit your phone. You just need to recalibrate. Here's how: the 15-minute dopamine detox, once a day for just 15 minutes. No phone, no music, no stimulation. Just sit, walk, or be still. Sounds simple, but here's the thing. At first, it will suck. Your brain will itch for something, anything. That's withdrawal. But after a week, your brain starts to reset. Suddenly, smaller joys start to feel good again: reading, reading, writing, thinking. It's like tuning your ears to hear whispers again after a rock concert. This isn't woo woo, it's neuroscience. It's the same technique used in addiction recovery, scaled for our screen saturated lives. Now comes the fun part. If we can make studying more pleasurable, your brain will want to do it. That's not a motivational quote. That's strategy. Let's reframe how you think about studying. Not as punishment, but as a dopamine puzzle. Here's how to solve it. One, micro goals, micro wins. Break your material into bite sized goals. After each one, check it off. This tiny act of completion equals mini dopamine hit. Yes, even a check mark can trigger reward pathways. You're turning progress into pleasure. Two, use the Pomodoro technique with a twist. 25 minutes of focused work, 5-minute break. But here's the twist. During that break, don't pick up your phone. Do something physical. Stretch, sip tea, walk around. This keeps your baseline stable. No dopamine spike. Just reset. 3. Study to teach, not to pass. Want to retain what you learned faster? Teach it out loud. Pretend you're a YouTuber explaining it to a friend. Your brain processes knowledge differently when you're the one teaching. You feel a sense of mastery. And yes, that's more dopamine. 4. Use pen, paper, and color. Old school note taking still wins. Why? The act of handwriting activates more brain regions. Add some color coded pens, even better. You're combining visual, kinesthetic, and mental stimulation. 5. Make it personal. Studying economics, think about why your favorite sneaker brand raised prices. Learning biology, apply it to how your body changes when you're lifting at the gym. The more your brain sees relevance, the more it says, let's remember this. Let's zoom out. What if the real secret isn't about hacks, but about how you approach learning? Are you opening your books because you have to, or because you're genuinely curious? When you switch from obligation to intention, everything changes. You're no longer chasing grades, you're feeding your brain's natural hunger for understanding. I've watched students make this switch. One guy I worked with used to dread studying. Now, he brings flashcards to the gym and reviews between sets. Why? Because now studying feels like progress. It feels like leveling up, like training your mind the same way you train your body. If you feel distracted, unmotivated, like your brain just isn't built to focus, let me tell you, you're not broken. You've just been overstimulated. The good news, you can take control back, starting now. Here's your challenge. Today, do a 15-minute dopamine detox. Tomorrow, try one 25-minute study block. Reward yourself after. In 14 days, track how you feel. If you do this with consistency, you'll notice the shift. And within a month, you might actually crave those study sessions. Not because you've changed who you are, but because you've trained your brain to crave what helps it grow. If this resonated with you, hit that subscribe button. I share science-backed learning and mindset strategies every week. Because the more you understand your brain, the more power you have to build the life you want. Drop a comment. Which technique are you going to try first?